the show. Oh my gosh, I sound like I'm on speed, but I'm not, people. I'm not. I am naturally that excited. Welcome back to Create Your Life with Jenna Edwards. I am Jenna Edwards here at ubnradio.com. Thanks for joining us today, and thank you guys for joining me in studio. We have Rachel and Ray Rivera. They are the owners of a awesome fitness studio in Burbank, California called Fitness is Art, and it's an interesting place, and I'm excited to talk about it. Hi.
Hi, Jenna. How are you?
Good. How are you? You
Thanks
can pull
for
that
having us.
up here if you want to. Yeah. Feel free.
Oh, okay, cool. Ooh.
So I met you guys in a very interesting way, which we'll share, because I was looking for a space to put scrapbook rehab, and I found this adorable little house, and it said for rent on it. And I was looking at the little, I went up on the porch, and I'm like, oh my God, so cute. And then Rachel comes up, and she's like, no, we just rented it.
Back off, man.
She's like, back off. It's going to be a fitness studio. No, she's awesome. And I was like, what? What did you rent it for? And she was telling me about this amazing fitness center that she wanted to open, and all of the cool little twists that she was going to do regarding it, and took me through it. It was completely empty, and now it's going.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's really cool.
Well, lots of hard work. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll talk about that for sure. But first I want to give the audience a little bit of background on each of you individually, and how you got into the fitness arena, if you will, and then how you guys met and started working together.
Shall I go first?
Yeah, please.
Well, hi. When I was younger, I was a good between 45 and 55 pounds overweight, and not knowing what to do, not knowing how to, and I lived in Italy for 20-something years.
Oh my God,
So-
you can't not eat in Italy.
I know, right? All the pasta and bread. So being very
good.
prehistoric
Mangia.
there, I know. Being very prehistoric, girls don't go to a gym. They don't work out. They go maybe take an aerobics class, and then they're out of there. It's just very, old-fashioned mentality. And of course,
Still?
me being, yeah, well, it's getting a little better. It's getting a little better. But
Interesting.
me being the black sheep, of course, and
Definitely black
saying
sheep.
I don't care what anybody thinks or says. I experimented and went to the gym, and the owner of the gym, who was a trainer or whatever, and put me on machines, didn't tell me how to do. I mean, just show me how to work the machines. Didn't say go on a diet. Didn't say you do cardio. Basically, I gained. I gained a half a dress size in muscle. I was starting to swell, and I didn't get, I wasn't losing any of the weight, so I quit the gym. And I was very intimidated. I was very intimidated for the gym.
He was kind enough to take your money, though.
Yeah, he was. And then I did all the wrong things that young ladies do. I tried anorexia. I'm like, nah, I can't do that. I got to eat. So became a bulimic, unfortunately, which is not,
It's not funny.
not very funny, and it's not a good thing.
shouldn't do
And
that.
I lost a lot of weight and got very sick. And then I was doing all the diet pills, the fad diets, the liquid diets, and my weight was just yo-yoing up and down. And then a few years went by, and I started teaching step classes. So teaching step classes, I was able to maintain a certain weight. And then, but still being thick, from my lower half down, and I always wanted the muscles, but I just didn't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw my dad was in the Air Force, so I saw in the newspaper, natural bodybuilding competition for men and women, and I called the trainer, the guy whose name was, no joke, William Smith, and yes, he was black, and he was, big bodybuilder guy, and I'm like, oh, okay, Will Smith. And he basically trained me. It's
Not
funny.
Did he
the
do rap on
actor.
the
Not
side?
the actor. His name was really William Smith, and he trained me for 4 months, and put me on this diet. I was eating 6 times a day, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to gain weight. And I actually lost a lot of body fat, and saw my muscles pop out. Did my very first competition, and I won. And that inspired me to become a trainer, inspired me to learn more about nutrition, inspired me to help people. I'm like, wait a minute, if I can do that, everybody else can. It wasn't that hard. It wasn't that easy, because it's
Right.
up here, especially when you love to eat. But it wasn't that hard, because once you put your mind to it and you start doing what you start on the path. The first 2 weeks is the most difficult, and then after that you're on it.
Yeah.
And I had a goal. My goal was to win, and I love to compete. So I was like, I'm going to win. And I won. I'm like, yeah.
See, that goes back to what I was saying in the beginning. You have to know yourself and know what
Yeah.
motivates you, and try new things until you find something that works.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you totally did.
I sure
What
did.
about you, Ray?
I actually was in martial arts all my life, doing kickboxing, boxing, full contact karate, PKA, and stuff like that.
I totally want to do kickboxing.
Yeah, it was
Sounds
cool.
so fun.
But and I competed, in kickboxing matches and stuff like that. But never really got into the weight training because I had the mentality. My trainer said, "Look, if you get too bulky, you can't move fast."
Oh,
So-
interesting.
which was crap. It wasn't real.
It's not true.
So then I got given a book, a working out book, and I'm looking at it. And I'm like, okay. And
not a digital one.
No. Unfortunately, I couldn't look online back then. They
17 years ago?
I know, right?
Ago.
Isn't it
Dinosaur
so interesting how times have changed?
Totally. I mean, I wish it would have been better, but nothing was evolved back then. So I'm sitting there looking at this magazine and this book, and I took it to the gym. I said, I'll try it. And the girls started liking how my physique changed. Well, the guy that was on the book, the book is called Beyond Built, was Bob Paris. I had no idea that he had a boyfriend. Being in Florida, I have this thing out in Gold's Gym, and I'm looking at the picture of this guy working out with this blonde-haired dude. They're two good-looking dudes. They're buff, and they're spotting each other, and I'm mimicking their motions and going through the workouts. And all my friends are like, I'm like, what? He goes, those guys are gay. I'm like, so? He goes, but you're looking at a gay bodybuilder working out. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Are you guys that small-minded? If you look at a person, whether it's a girl or guy, showing you exercise form correctly and how to do something, you're not going to take that information and knowledge,
right?
And
like
advance.
What?
I'm like, you guys are like Neanderthal retards. I'm like, what? I'm going to work out doing a guy who has a boyfriend who's gay and what? Do a gay workout?
I know. Like all of a sudden, because you're building muscle, your sexual orientation's going to change. I don't really think that's how it works.
Doesn't matter whether the person's black, white, or pink.
Right.
They teach you an exercise form and you're learning from it. You're getting advance out of it.
Yeah.
So I did this for 6 months, and I started growing like weed. And I met another person who named John DeFentis, who actually has a radio show in Palm Springs, Florida.
Oh, cool.
And I mentored with him for a while, and I learned different things about nutrition. I just became so infatuated with it that I said, this is the shit.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And then how did you guys meet? Just in the brief, like, Rachel just looked at me like, oh my God, you have an 8-hour show? Like, what's happening here?
We just met through mutual friends.
Okay.
And we just remained friends for many years because we were both dating other people. And then we both decided to go on our first date. Actually, I called him, told him because he'd told me that he had liked me, a couple of years before that. I was dating somebody else. I'm like, you know what? After I broke up, I'm like, help me. I'm like, you know what? I called him. I'm like, you know what? Let's date. Let's go on a date. A little weekend thing. I lived in Palm Springs and he lived in Florida. I mean, not in Florida, here in LA.
Okay.
And it was 115, 120 in Palm Springs. I'm like,
I'll be in LA in half an hour.
Yeah. I said, I'm coming to you.
Right.
Can we go to the beach? Let's do something. So I drive all the way out, and do we go into this? He was very late for our first date.
Only 3 hours.
2.5 hours.
Let's
later.
not go into it.
No.
Let's talk about, did you guys both know that you were in the bodybuilding world when you first met?
Yes. When I met him, he was shredded. I mean, I'm not sure if he had done a show or not, but he was really built. And I had just done a show a year. I met him in 6 months prior. I did the 2001 the Fitness America pageant on ESPN2.
Oh, cool.
I had just done that. So I was still kind of shredded and, looking lean and mean and all that.
So there was that mutual...
Come on, who's checking out whose butt in the gym?
Oh, no.
I'm working out doing stiff legs. She goes, that boy has some nice assets.
Now we know why they've started a gym together, just so they can look at each other's asses all day long.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with mutual admiration.
He's got a nice butt, okay? I'm telling you.
And this show has gone in a completely different direction.
Not on purpose. Not on purpose.
You know what? We just have fun. It's all good.
Yeah,
so, when was it that you guys both decided that it would be a good idea to open a gym together?
Well, when he when he finally committed after 4 or 5 years of off and on dating, that's an 8-hour show, by the way. Finally,
you can be on Damona's show,
right?
Dates and Mates with Dear Mrs. D.
Oh my God! So finally, he moved to Palm Springs. We got married, and I was training at the Gold's Gym at the time, and then we both moved from Gold's to Worlds because they raised the rent sky high, and Worlds was really cool, and he kept the rent really low. I talk with my hands. I'm Italian, sorry. So I'm all.
Sorry.
She's really threatening
if you hear a really loud sound on your end, it's because she's hitting the mic. It's fine.
Oh my gosh. So anyway, living in Palm Springs, then the economy hit. It was 2009, 2010.
Right.
And we were making good money. I mean, with private clients and going to clients' houses and all that. And then all of a sudden, a lot of our clients were snowbirds from Canada, from New York, from the East Coast. In the wintertime, Palm Springs is beautiful. But then the summertime, everybody leaves. So we had half of the clientele with what we had saved.
Ray
yada,
has
yada.
something to say.
Go ahead.
You can just
A
interrupt.
short
you now.
version of how we started our own gym was we were tired of giving the gym owners extra money and not making that money ourselves. And the gym would charge extra for personal training on top of membership. So I said, why are we going to charge somebody extra for membership and then extra for personal training and extra this and extra that? Why don't we just open up a facility
We were discussing.
that can offer somebody
Yes.
what they want right from the get-go and
We're
just
just gonna let
pay
them
for their
go
class?
ahead and
We were
argue
just-
with each other.
We were discussing that, but we didn't finally decide to open it because then I got really sick, if you remember
Oh,
that.
yep.
So we couldn't obviously open anything because I was going up and down, which we discovered it was adrenals. It was my
Yeah.
I thought it was my thyroid. I was having hyperthyroidism. The doctor said it's your adrenal. You have adrenal fatigue, which can happen to any athlete if you overdo it, which is what I was doing.
So be
Drinking all-
careful.
Drinking all those energy drinks, a lot of caffeine, doing all those the diet pills that I was doing.
Wow.
All of that in the years of doing it affects your system. It affects your adrenal glands, which are on your kidneys, affects your thyroid, affects pituitary, it affects everything.
Which
all
I
the
think is an
crap.
interesting thing to point out to the audience, because I
Yes.
think a lot of people look at like magazines and
Yes.
fitness,
All
you
the
know,
supplements.
fitness models and stuff like that, and all the supplements
Mhm.
and that, this and that and the other, and they forget that some of it's really dangerous.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying, know yourself not only in mentality, but you got to listen to your body.
Yeah.
I was on this diet last year. You know about it.
Yes.
It wrecked my system.
Yes, it did.
But my mind just kept saying, well, it's working. And my body was like, stop it.
Well, because you think.
Yeah.
Quit it.
Well, you think it's on TV, it's big advertised, all these people, so you think, wow, if it worked for them, why shouldn't it work for me?
Remember the FenFed diets that we were doing for a while?
Oh, there's someone in the chat room who actually works with you guys.
I started working out with Rachele and Ray in June. Love these two.
Oh,
Pretty
so
cool.
if you couldn't hear
Yay.
Linda, who's the person?
Who is it?
John's gonna tell us.
I'm going to let you know. It's Owen.
Owen, hi Owen.
Owen.
Thanks for
He
listening.
said, I started working out with Rachel and Ray in June. Love these two. They rock.
Awesome,
Yay.
thank you. Aw, that's so cool.
Hi, Owen.
Owen.
And your body's feeling good? Yeah, Owen, let us know.
Yeah, they should call in.
Yeah.
We have to give them the number, and I don't have it written down.
I can give you the number.
Yeah.
323-284-7826.
There you go.
323-284-7826.
Yeah, give us a call, Owen. Let us know what's
Yeah.
going on with you.
And that was the voice of our lovely tech.
I know, John. John's awesome.
John rocks.
So I bet Owen's gonna call and say he works out on your outdoor gym,
Yes.
which is
Yes.
really cool. Let's
Yes,
talk
it
about
is.
that, because this is like totally a Create with Jenna type thing. They made fitness super fun, and you're
Yes.
like a little kid
Yes.
when you go there.
It's like a playground for adults.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a big jungle gym, and it's got monkey bars and pull-up bars and flagpole where you can hang on a side like that. We've got ropes on there and ball slams and rebounder. I mean, this thing is
And
like
that's
a complete
playground for adults fitness, not playground for
Yes.
adults like
fitness.
Yeah.
hustler.
Fitness.
Well, let's hear from Owen about it, because he's on the line. Hi, Owen. Can you hear me? Oh.
Oh, it's
Oh,
Sharon.
Sharon.
Oh, Sharon,
Oh, hi,
Sharon.
Sharon.
Hi, Sharon.
Sorry. Yeah.
Are you there, Sharon?
Oh. Oh no. Sharon, we can only hear like background
Yeah.
fuzz. I don't know if that's. Try hanging up and giving us a call back.
Come to the dark side, Sharon. Call.
Come to the light. What dark side?
So after you found out, or after you overcame your adrenal gland issue,
Yes.
which I know was really debilitating.
It was, because I was awake for 24 to 48 hours, and then I would sleep for 3 to 4 days to recover, and it would take me another week to recover, and it was really bad.
Yeah.
And then I discovered I had a lot of heavy metals, a lot of toxic things in my body that also affects your internal organs as well. From
definitely.
the things we eat, the things we breathe, chemicals and stuff we put on our body, shampoos and all that good stuff. That's why I just started doing more research into organic, eco-friendly, the mats, rubber mats, all the rubber and all the paint or whatever the dyes that they use for that. When you're sweating and your body's hot, your pores open. Trust me, it's amazing.
That sucks, man. When you sit on a mat and you're thinking, wow, it's a beautiful pink mat. I'm at my yoga class, or I'm at my fitness is art.
I'm doing so good.
Yeah, and all of a sudden it's like,
Oh man.
Yeah, all that stuff seeps into your pores, and
Wow.
into your system. You're eating foods that are prepackaged, and all the preservatives, all the chemicals, and all the toxins. And every day I learn more and more. So that's when I had to go and eat completely organic, remove all MSG, remove all high fructose corn syrup, remove all the junk, any packaged stuff I can't have. It's all fresh fruits, vegetables, organic, quinoa, brown rice. I mean, everything. Chicken.
It's a total lifestyle change.
It
Yeah.
is.
You don't realize until you're stuck looking in the mirror. It's like, do I want to live,
Supplements.
or do I want to take the easy way out and get sicker?
I felt like I
Right.
was dying, seriously, emergency room and all, and you feel like you're having a heart attack, a stroke, you're gonna explode. Your body, it really, really talks to you, and when you're on the floor and you can't move, that's when and then once I started feeling better, I'm like, you know what, I gotta not just personal train and teach people how to eat and lose weight, I gotta teach people how to do this right.
Right.
Okay.
And that was the motivation behind Fitness is Art,
Yes.
and the
Yeah.
fact that you make everything there eco-friendly. Let's talk about that, because
As
that's
much
a
as we can.
challenge,
Yes.
I imagine, and quite expensive.
Yes.
And as
Yeah.
business owners, that's something that you have to be thinking about,
Yeah.
you know. So let's talk a little bit
Okay.
about what keeps you kind of on that path when you know the choice is like $5 for something or $50 for something, you know, and how do you make it work?
Well, in the beginning, it was hard when we opened because we didn't get the loan we were looking for. The bank, obviously, we just got married, so we didn't have a house as collateral. The bank's like, sorry, we need collateral. I'm like, we'll have 2 cars fully paid off, take it. Here's
Take my husband, you know.
Help pimp
But
him
not
out.
the puppies.
Not the puppy. No.
Take the husband, but not the dogs.
But, you know, so we're like, okay, what do we do, you know? And this is before we found the cute little yellow house. And my dad says, you know, look, I've got some money in the bank, you know.
Aw,
He
that's
sold his
great.
business, and he's like, I've got this money saved. You know, I can loan it to you, you know, obviously interest-free. We had a little bit of money saved. Obviously, a lot of debt on credit cards and all that, and then leasing company with the outdoor equipment. So we made it happen.
That's great.
Trust me, we made it happen, and right now we're still struggling a little bit because we just opened. So it's not like we don't have, you know, the clients that you know, in order to repay all of that back.
Right.
But we're slowly building, and it's a lot of word of mouth. You know, our marketing, you know, expenses, you know, that went for something else and
Right.
something else, and we're like,
We got lucky because most of our clients that we've met, we met this one guy named Michael
Gray, he's awesome.
Michael Gray. He
He's
rocks.
awesome,
He was a
yeah.
real estate guy, and he basically was
helping us
helping us, showing us how to market and everything. I'm thinking, wow, this guy's doing this for free
on a budget.
on
Wow.
a budget.
Yeah.
And he would tell somebody, and every time in the middle of our class, he'd be like, "Where are you from, Jenna? What do you do for a living?" And Jenna would be like, "I
Yeah.
do radio, really." And next thing you
Yeah.
know, he'd put us in touch
A
with them.
30-second
that's very
commercial.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we found one lady does her own. She puts all her own chemicals for.
Not chemicals. It's chemical free.
Chem-
That's what we clean
Yeah,
our
Poppy's
studio with.
Natural.
Poppy's Natural cleansers.
Oh, cool.
So that's
Yeah.
how I clean the floors, the toilets, and all that. It's all certified chemical free. It's
Wow.
all from plants and botanicals. And I actually sell her product in my location just because, you know, I mean, I just love how it works.
and how,
you know,
how
we
did-
help
how
others.
lucky was us to get?
Well, I think it comes down to A, you didn't give up, and
No.
B, you know, when things are supposed to be,
Yeah.
they'll be.
Totally.
For the most part, it's about 80%, 75-80% eco-friendly.
Cool. Sharon is back on the line. Yes.
Sharon.
Is it Sharon?
No, it's actually Wendy
Hi,
calling from
Wendy.
Wendy, how
Right?
you doing?
Hey, you guys. I heard it, right? And, you know, I got to say, Rachel and Ray are the best. You
Thank
have
you.
to go to Fitness is Art, really. Like, you will see a change in your body. I lost a total of 30, almost 40 pounds just working out with them. And it
Wow.
doesn't even
awesome.
feel like a workout.
We need an applause button for that, John.
Yeah.
And not only that, it targets the right parts in your body to make you look good.
That's because Wendy went to get her sexy on.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
awesome.
I've been out of
Wendy.
commission for a week, but I'm going back hopefully soon. But I do miss it. And once you go to their fitness, you know, facilities, you will not want to go back to a gym.
What's your
Too much
favorite
fun.
part about it? What's your favorite?
Hello?
What's your favorite part about it? What's your favorite workout?
It's everything. It's everything because you know, you're working on your upper body, your lower body, your legs, your buttocks, everything. It targets everything.
So you're doing the outdoor
Yeah.
fitness. It's called what's it called?
Extreme Rain, Rachele Bootcamp.
Extreme Ray and Rachel Bootcamp.
Yes.
That's my husband's doing, calling.
And there's misters
Yeah.
for the summer, which
Oh,
summer's
nice.
over now. And aside from that, you have music playing in the background, so it makes it a lot of fun. And Rachel and Ray are great together. I mean, you have to go. You have to give it a chance. I promise you that you will stick with it. Once you start, committing yourself to it, you're going to feel so good and look so good.
Oh, that's so cool. And for the
Thank you,
listeners
Wendy.
that aren't in LA, when you do come to LA, it's a non-membership based
Yes.
gym, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you can always
Just pay for your class.
pay to go and make it like your gym while you're here in town, because you have to come out. And
Well,
I don't care what people say,
I'm going to have to
right?
get off the line because I'm
we
at
gotta
work and I don't need to get in
Oh.
trouble.
Oh,
but I had
Wendy,
to
we
give
love
my
you
I
so
love to
much.
Fitness Art and to Rachel and Ray.
Right
Thank
on.
you, honey.
Even
We
got
love
a
you.
5-star
Take care.
review on Yelp.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Oh, 5-star review on Yelp. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, we've got 5-star all across the board.
Well, and listen, if you're listening to me, you know how obsessed I am with Burbank. So if you ever come to Los Angeles and you don't go to Burbank, we're going to have issues.
Shame on you.
And Johnny said there's another caller. Nice. Hi. Welcome to Create Your Life with Jenna Edwards. Oh, I'm hearing feedback.
Hello, is it?
Just listening through their
Yeah.
Oh, Rachel and Ray, it's Jamie, Femme Defend.
Jamie,
Hi,
what's up?
Jamie.
Hi, just listen through your telephone instead of the computer because there's a delay, okay?
Jamie?
I am here listening through the phone, yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
right
cool.
on. Very cool.
Hi. Thanks for calling in. What's your favorite part about Fitness is Art?
Well, so listen, these two, I have to say, I do teach self-defense classes at Fitness is Art.
she does.
That's
But I
awesome.
also have to give them props for the best boot camp you could ever experience. And these guys have let me in the past and even now, sometimes when I don't have somebody to watch my son, he stays on the porch while I teach.
Oh,
And they're
wow.
just great, great people, and they know their stuff.
That's
Thank you, Jamie.
awesome. Thank you
Thank
so
you, Jamie.
much.
We love you.
Jamie teaches
Thank
Femme
you.
Defend at our
She
studio.
teaches at Femme Defend.
Bye.
Bye, Jamie.
Have a great day.
Yeah, she teaches.
Okay, bye.
She's one of our instructors. She teaches, and I did not pay her to say this.
No, she
swear.
rocks.
But no,
she's
she does Femme Defend for women.
Yeah. I was gonna say you look at her, she's a beautiful mom, and you're
Yeah.
thinking, what's this lady gonna possibly do for me?
And she
when
kicks your ass.
And when she jumps into and she puts her game face on, and she goes, you're gonna do this, this, and this, and this. People are like, okay.
Okay. It's funny. One of my friends from college, I spent a year in Japan, and
Nice.
his
Arigato.
yeah.
Godzilla.
um, anyway, off track. So I spent a year there, and one of my friends was a really, really, really well-trained martial artist. He actually went over there because of martial arts, and his girlfriend in Japan, he's always like, oh no, don't trust. She can kick my ass. She's like this teeny little Japanese girl
I
who's
believe
just
it.
super quiet and so sweet. And if she's listening, I miss you, Kaio.
Behind him.
But he would always say, "Oh no, trust. She can kick my ass." And so I know it's amazing. Martial arts is one of those things that you just never know. And
No.
self-defense, obviously, most of it comes from martial arts, which I love.
Never date a bodybuilder or go to martial arts, guys. Kick your ass, make you do it again.
Uh-huh. So, but I wanted to. Oh, we have another caller. Holy macaroni and cheese!
Yay.
I love it. Well, welcome to Create Your Life with Jenna Edwards. Who's this?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, this is Sherry from Fitness is Art.
Hi, Shay.
I'm one of the members.
Sherry!
Hi, Sherry.
Hello. I just wanted to let you guys know that they're amazing people.
Aw.
They really care for you. They're not one of those people just to take your money and then leave it everything up to you. When I started, I could not do any push-ups. I was just getting on the ground and then I was
Not even
just
one.
laying there. I couldn't even move myself. So
Wow.
by the
Police
end of
force.
the second week, I was doing 20 push-ups. And
20?
Rachel is amazing.
Wow.
Ray's amazing. They worth every penny I spend. Seriously. And then I just wanted to,
Thank
I
you.
mean, I stopped for a month, but definitely, Rachel, I'm coming back today.
Oh, good.
And yeah,
We'll make
You
me
gotta-
show
you
house
gotta
right
get up
back
to
at work.
40
worth
push-ups.
every penny I spend, and I'm going to be their member for a long time.
Aw,
Thank you, honey.
That's
Thank
really
you, thank
amazing.
you.
Aw,
Well,
we
thank
love you.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you.
Enjoy
Okay,
your
I
workout.
love you too. All right, see you guys. Good luck.
Bye. We have another caller. This is crazy. I love it. Hello, you're on air with Jenna Edwards. How are you?
Yes, hello, how you doing?
I'm good.
That,
How are
that
you?
man's voice sounds familiar.
That's
Could that
my
be
dad.
Dad?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm your farthest listener. I'm all the way here in Naples, Italy, and I'm streaming your program live.
Amazing.
Nice.
Woo!
Woo! Yay! So I'll take my order of gnocchi, send it by UPS.
I know. I was gonna say, do you have any delicious pasta? I'm kidding.
Her mom cooks this amazing
Yeah.
gnocchi. Everything's by
We,
hand.
we just had some yesterday.
You suck.
Oh man.
Wow. What time is it in Naples?
Gee, let me look at my watch. It is 8:46 in the evening over here,
Wow.
and
How cool.
we
is
live right
this?
next to the ocean, so we're trying to eventually move back to the States.
Are you rubbing it in that you're in the ocean?
I
and
know.
you're
I was
complaining?
gonna say, like, I wouldn't move back. I lived in Naples by the
Well, we're
ocean.
not in the ocean, but we're close to it. If we were in the ocean, we'd have a hard time getting internet service.
Your dad. Your dad.
Come on, you figure it out.
Oh my God, your dad sounds like my dad.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
hilarious.
Maybe 1,500 feet from the beach.
Yeah. literally
It's like a
walk down.
requirement to be snarky, sarcastic when you're a dad, isn't it?
Yes. Dad, you're awesome. We love you.
Yeah, thank you so much for calling in. It's amazing, and
Okay.
thank you for all of the people who go to Fitness is Art for supporting these two. It's
Thank
really,
you.
really
No problem.
awesome.
I just want to see if somebody calls in that is calling in from a farther place than Naples, Italy.
All right,
Nice.
Kaio, if you're listening, call in.
Oh, from Japan.
Hello, this is Habib. I'm calling from India. I like Rachel and Ray. They made me make muscular. I am now 210
my
pounds
God.
of stretch.
All right, let's focus. Sorry, listeners.
All right,
we
sorry,
have
guys.
we have gone completely off track. But I would like to say, even if your dad wasn't your dad, he could come from Naples, Italy, and go work out at Fitness is
Of
Art.
course he could.
Yes, you could, mate.
So you know what? You guys should start a guest book. And everyone in the world who comes to LA and visits Fitness is Art has to sign the guest book,
That's
and we'll
awesome.
see if someone from further than Naples gets there.
Yes.
So we only have like 4 more minutes.
Oh man.
4
I
minutes.
know.
All right.
It's
Important topic.
important topic. What's it like working together as spouses? How do you balance that?
It's awesome because we do get along really good.
She's lying.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I can totally tell that you guys fight all the time. We're
No,
horrible
no.
together.
No, we bicker. Obviously, we bicker all the time because I mean, you know, you're together 24/7, but I
Sure.
wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
I mean, we both love the same thing, which is something I've always desired and dreamed of, is to be with somebody who has the same interest as me. 'Cause
When do I get
everybody-
my furlough?
Gosh. But you know, I mean, it's nice to work together and to be able to do things together, and it's just if you get along, then it's the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
That's for me.
Well, I met my fiance working together, and my parents always worked together, and I would love for you to be able to give the audience like one tip for if they're gonna venture out and work together as a couple. What advice would you give them?
Communication.
Yeah.
Communication, and if she comes up with an amazing idea, and you can improve upon it.
You take credit.
No,
I'm just
I mean
kidding.
like no. I came up with the Extreme Ray, and she goes, take it. And I go, no, I want Extreme Ray and Rachel.
Aw.
And everybody's like, is that like Rachel Ray? I'm like, well, she's Rachel and I'm Ray. Has nothing to do, but
I get the Jenny Craig thing all the time, so
Oh,
I
yeah.
completely relate.
So fitness is
Because my fiance's name is Craig.
Right.
Yeah, all the time.
Yep,
I
I
totally
remember
get
that.
it.
You told me that.
So
when we met.
irritating.
Sometimes you're gonna come up with something amazing, and if she can add 2 cents to it and make it just that much better, go for it. Don't just try to like keep it your project or keep
Yeah.
it her project.
Sharing.
Well,
Yeah,
I think
sharing.
that it goes to something I say all the time, which is you can't have an ego when you have a project to build.
No.
No.
And it sounds like that's what you're saying. Like if
Yeah.
it's one person's idea, it's everybody's idea,
Right,
and
right,
there's
right.
no.
I told him, I says, keep the Extreme Ray. That's your baby. He's like, no, baby, I want to just share it with you. I'm
That's
like,
awesome.
Aw.
I love
Like
it.
we're coming up with our own T-shirts, and everybody's like giving us all these wonderful ideas, and we're like, what are we gonna come up with? Just let our members pick out a good name.
That's very cool.
we had the members, you know, the best slogan, Logan, and then we had like 15 slogans, and then everybody didn't know who wrote what, and then they had to vote for it.
It's so cool because
Yeah.
it's a mom and pop business.
Yeah, it is.
In
Yeah.
a world that typically like in the weight loss world, that
Yes.
doesn't really exist.
No.
You know, even when you have a small gym in a small community, it's rare to see you get the members involved and you get the community involved and you
Yeah.
That's
you
the
know.
reason why we opened that instead of a gym
Yeah,
type
it's
setting.
neat.
We want something more, family oriented, where people feel comfortable. They come in, everybody knows everybody's first and last name. How's your
That's very
dog? How's
cool.
your kid? Or what happened? That kind of stuff.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have done a great job, and I really appreciate you coming on the
Thank
show
you
and
so much for
sharing.
having us.
And
Thank you.
thank you to all the callers and everybody in
Yeah.
the chat
Yeah,
room.
guys, thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. We love you.
That was super, super fun and cool. And again, I'm gonna plug my website, which is createwithjenna.com. It's gonna be launching on the 23rd. But I want you guys to promote as well, because I know
Yes.
you have a Facebook page, which is
Yes.
Fitness is Art
Yes.
at Facebook. But do you have other places for
Fitness
people?
is art at yahoo.com.
That's our email.
Our
Okay.
email.
And then we have our website, which is fitnessisart.com.
Okay.
And I will get the video. Is this going to stream on
Yep.
YouTube?
Yeah. Oh, it streams on
can Yelp us, too.
ubnradio.com.
Because then I want to be able to put it. Once again,
Hitting the mic.
That was
Sorry,
Miss
there
Rivera
goes the
smacking
mic.
the microphone. The Italian.
Yes, we'll get you the video so
Very
you can
cool.
post it on
Very
your
cool.
on your website for
Yes.
sure. And again, thank you so much. Enjoy your day. Go out and create something really fun. And Ray has something to say. You can interrupt.
Yeah, guys. And also for girls, we do the Extreme Ray and Rachel boot camps.
For babes.
For babes.
We have
For anybody that wants to get in shape.
Nice.
We also have Mommy and Me. We have facial fitness,
Yes.
which we didn't even touch on.
I
darn
know.
it.
There's so much to talk
Oh
about.
my
There really
God.
is. Unfortunately, we have to go, but they can check out your website
Yes.
and get all that
Yes.
information.
Yes.
Fitnessisart.com. This is Jenna Edwards. You've been listening to Create Your Life with Jenna Edwards here on ubnradio.com
Yay,
every
Jenna.
Monday. Thank you, guys.
Thank
You're
you,
so
Jenna.
sweet.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. I appreciate it, and we'll see you next week. Have a great week. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.